Howdy, y'all. I'm in the bathtub once again. I've got my reading glasses up here because that's what I'm doing. I'm reading in the bathtub. And what I'm reading is Fast Company. You guys ever read Fast Company? It is a fascinating magazine. Grant has a subscription to it, and he loves it. I was a little lukewarm about it when we first started bringing it into the house, because it's one of those like really self-involved, high-tech meets pop culture kind of magazine, and they are so terribly cutting edge that they really take themselves seriously. However, so many of the articles are they're fascinating, and they're different and really unique. I'm going to just pause this a second, then I'm going to turn this camera around so you can see. So here we go with this month's cover. And we see Gwyneth Paltrow, pensive, disconnected looking face above the title, Gwyneth Knows Best. Well, I don't know if Gwyneth knows best or not. The jury's still out on that as far as I'm concerned, but one thing I do love about Gwyneth, you can't really tell on the cover because she has been photoshopped a little bit, but on the inside of the magazine, when you turn to the article about her, see if I can find it, you can tell in the photograph that she has not had any work done. I mean, the girl has not had any plastic surgery, and you can tell very clearly when you look at her photographs. Let's see if you can see this. You probably can't, but no, light's not good enough. But when you take a good look at the photo, you see, you see forehead wrinkles, you see crow's feet, you see baggy eyes under here a little bit, you see some kind of deep furrowing on the sides of her mouth, and I am so impressed with that because she's allowing herself to age gracefully and naturally. So many actresses have screwed up on that point, like Nicole Kidman, for example. And Gwyneth and Nicole share a lot of facial features. They both have kind of the pointy nose and the sort of the thin skin, and you can tell that neither one of them will age all that well. I think Gwyneth is aging well because she takes care of herself, number one. She has the money to do that, but she still has she has said no to plastic surgery, or at least I think she has. She looks like she has, and I really admire that. I think she's great, aging very beautifully, even though I think she's kind of a weird character. She's she gets accused of being out of touch, and I think I'm just going to flip through this while I talk to you, and I can see where that would be. I mean, she has always lived in this rarefied air of kind of Hollywood royalty, but it's a face you gotta love, right? Gotta love the jeans and the bare feet. Yep. Okay, Gwyneth, you actually, I don't know, I'm warming up to you, girl. I really am. Very, real high concept. All of the photography, everything's all huge, super, super close-ups of everyone and everything. So that's kind of its deal. It's got articles like the #1 reason to love change. Yeah, okay. And no more monkey business. I'm not sure what that's about. It's about some internet thing. Most of this is about internet things, actually. There is a very interesting article on Converse Chuck Taylors, and how for the very first time Converse has re-engineered the Chuck Taylor. I mean, it's been around for 100 years, and they've changed it. They've made it more cushiony. They've made it more rain resistant. They've sewed the patch on instead of ironing it, stuff like that. And now they're talking about whether or not the following is going to dig that or want the old Chuck Taylor back. This is an interesting article. Wallow in your failure. Everyone needs to be able to do that. So yeah, if you haven't had a chance to check this, oh, here's a really interesting article on Periscope. I know a lot of you guys are getting into live streaming using Periscope, and I think there's another one, Meerkat, I think. Well, there's a number of them, actually. But, yeah, so that's kind of interesting, talking to you about that. This one talks about Masterclass, that series of educational, like, online classes you can take from all these people who are, like, big names in their field. Serena Williams, Dustin Hoffman, James Patterson, and so forth. So that's kind of interesting. These two women redesign public spaces, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, so if you have not seen this yet, yeah, do pick up a copy. Like, here's the article on the Chuck Taylors and how they are redesigning, or have redesigned, that shoe. And everybody in America anyway, knows all about Chuck Taylors. So, there you go. Give it a try. Now I'm going to turn this back around. As I lie here in my bathtub tonight, well, I'm very slowly lying back so that I don't slosh water all over the place. Oh my gosh, today was such a busy day. I'm giddy with self-accomplishment. I ordered the brake controller for my Toyota today, and the brake harness part that comes with it. Grant has experience installing those, so he's going to put that in when it comes. I also ordered this thing called the Eyeball hitch camera. And it's wireless, so it'll allow Abigail and I to actually see the hitch and the ball in the truck as we're trying to, marry the two things together without, pushing the trailer off the cliff or gouging out gouges in my tail, my tailgate. I mean, you got to remember, neither one of us have ever hauled a trailer, ever. So, I imagine the trip from Logan, Utah, where we're picking it up, to Yellowstone is going to be fraught with tense moments. And we figured that if we can remain friends through that initial drive and the first setup and, backing in and pulling out of the trailer and truck rig, then we're... our friendship will have stood the test of fire. So anyway, I'm excited about that. And Abigail's going to order some mirrors to go on the truck. And they're actually mirrors that they're not permanently attached. So she'll use them on whatever tow vehicle she ends up buying for her rig later. So that'll be cool. And then I'm glad I'm putting in a really good brake controller. It's a Prodigy 3 is what it's called. I forgot the name of the company that makes it, but it's got very good ratings, so I'm excited that I'm putting in something good. And then I know that after this initial trip with Abigail, I don't know this, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get hooked on the whole RVing around the country thing for a while anyway. And I want to pull out, I have two Airstream trailers. One's a big, I don't know how many feet it is, 30 feet or something. And the other one is smallish. I think it's 24 feet from the end of the hitch to the end of the trailer itself. It's a safari land yacht is what it is. Anyway, I want to just trick out the small trailer. Use it as an art project. So, and I want it to be all like, hippie, bohemian, gypsy, mermaid, fairy looking when I'm done. So, it will be very interesting to see what I end up doing with that trailer. Anyhow, what I want to do is get that thing ready so that Grant and I can, hit the road later, maybe next summer. The two of us can go and do a trip similar to what Abigail and I are doing now. Where Abigail and I are also talking about doing another trip in the spring that would probably encompass the Southwest, going down, through Arizona and New Mexico, a lot of Texas, Louisiana, all the places that we have to miss this time because of time constraints. we want to pick that stuff up on the next trip. So, we're both just really, really looking forward to this whole thing. There's going to be a lot of scary moments, I know. But we are intrepid Coyote girls, and we will prevail. I'm telling you. I have confidence in the both of us. So, I finished my working out the basic itinerary. It's taken me a while because I have to take into account that we have a maximum of 45, but really 44 days to do this, because from the time Abigail picks up her trailer until the time that we get back to California, she's only got 45 days before she has to register it in California. So we can't be gone longer than that anyway. So I've had to kind of retrofit the trip into 300-mile or less chunks of driving each day, and trying to hit as many people as we can along the route, and take in as many landmarks as we can along the route, with a lot of like shortcuts if necessary. Like if we get to, I don't know, Cincinnati or something, and we're not going to be able to like pick up some of the more circuitous routes that will allow us to see people, we'll have to cut those off the trip, and then make more of a direct route to the next place to kind of stay on schedule. So in a way, all this scheduling is really it's not counterproductive, it's not exactly, but it's counter to the spirit, the Coyote girl spirit of just packing up your rig and hitting the freaking road, and whatever and wherever you go is all right. And if you end up having to pull off the side of the road and sleep for a while, and you have a state trooper tell you got to move along now, ladies, then that's what you have to deal with, So that's really the spirit of what we wanted to do on this trip. But we're biting off a whole lot in terms of mileage, and in terms of learning curve, like learn while doing sort of learning curve. So, this is going to be interesting. Oh, Lord. So anyway, I've got that figured out, and I'm, readjusting my points on my map. And we're going to do an entire playlist for our trip, and I'm working on graphics right now. I want like a special thumbnail for it, and special graphics for the intro and all that. I have these big plans, of making this thing really cool. We're also putting together little gift packages that we'll be giving away to everybody who we managed to stop and visit, or if if we're stopping in one town and you happen to be few enough miles away that you're willing to drive to say howdy, you'll get one of the gift packages too. So we're just kind of, we're really having fun with this thing. And also along the way, we hope to put pen to paper and actually start to flesh out the story that this whole trip arose from. Abigail and I outlined a story a couple years ago maybe, about these two old ladies who are fed up with their lives, fed up with their, parasitic family or whatever is bothering them, their job that they hate or whatever. And so these two old broads decide that they're just going to vacate their lives. So they leave their family behind to fend for themselves, and they clean out their bank accounts, and they buy a rig, and they just go. And it's that, there's a lot of interpersonal issues because the two old ladies are very different than one. I mean, they're fast friends, but they're very different. One of them is kind of elegant and conservative and classic and tailored and buttoned up. That would be the Abigail. And the other one is like this hippie, free spirit, tie-dyed, purple-haired, nut job. That would be the Cheryl. So the story really reflects our lives and who we are in a lot of ways. Although, we're happy in our lives. We don't want to run away from them. But if we weren't happy in our lives, this is what would happen. So we hope to actually start writing that story and, you know, get it done and get it self-published somewhere and have it out of our heads and out into the ether where it belongs. So that's what's coming up. So I'm hoping to reveal this whole thing that we're doing soon. I've not been working on it as much as I wanted to the past few days because I've got a lot of stuff happening all at once. The guy is coming to lay down the floor in my bedroom. He'll be here tomorrow. Plus my friend Grace and I, we're going to do some work at my mom's old house and try to get some stuff over into storage because I need to have everything out of that place before I'm gone. Everything I own has to be out of there by the time I'm gone. So it's really important that I clean all that up. And there's not that much to do. There's probably 3 solid days of work. So I've got to do that. And then as soon as the floor is down in my bedroom and we've stapled up some visqueen over the walls and that sort of thing, then I move the bedroom like I was talking about. And then, boy, I can blow through this house and do some arranging. I can't do everything that I want to before I leave, but I can at least get the items that belong in each room into those rooms and sort of temporarily put away until I can get back and do stuff like build some custom shelves and put up the walls and the ceiling in the bedroom and that sort of thing. So, you know, I want to just bite off as much of this as I can right now. So I'm really in high gear, drinking big old cups of coffee that my husband makes me in the morning. He makes the greatest coffee. He brews this stuff with cocoa powder and cinnamon in it, and I can't remember what coffee he uses. Oh, it's killer. I drink a big old huge like double-sized cup of that in the morning and I'm just off like a shot. So that is what is going on. And I'm just really anticipating this whole deal and meeting as many of you guys in the flesh and giving you big old freaking hugs. I mean big, like Cheryl, stop squeezing me, you're gonna hurt me kind of hugs, because I love you guys so much and I'm so happy you're in my life and I'm so excited to see as many of you as I can. So on that note, I'm going to finish this damn bath and get to bed. Bye.